Hi. Recently, I had a task to create a Windows application that display information from an Access database. And I was surprised there is no clear explanation about this process. It is very simple, but no one care about Windows application anymore. So, I decided to record some lesson about how to connect and manage an Access database from a Visual Studio using Visual Basic.NET language and of course SQL command. This 2019 Visual Studio, and I'm going to create a new project, and this project will be a Windows Forms app using Visual Basic for application. When you start any Windows Form application, you start with one form. This is the name of the solution, this is the name of the current project, and we are going to add a connection using data source. Our connection will be a database using a data set, starting a new connection from an Access database. You can change it. If it is not Access, you can select Access. Then you have to browse your Access file. We don't need a username and password. Now connection is established, and the solution asks me to copy the Access database to the solution folder. So when I click yes, I can see my Access database here. This is the name of the connection. We will use this name later in our code. Let's say VLOOKUP, which is the name of the database connection. Next, we have two tables in our database, the staff and building. In this lesson, we are going to use only the staff table. Finish. Now our connection is done. We can display and manage a snapshot of our table. So from data source, I will expand the data set. This is the table. I have to make sure the table is on data grid view. Then I will drag the table to the front. Now we have a copy of the table in the runtime. You can move from one to another. You can delete, you can add, you can edit, but actually you do nothing. So even if I edit the first record to be Ahmed and save, actually nothing is saved. If I delete Lisa, actually Lisa was not deleted. All the data is the same in the Access database, and if I reopen the same form, I will find the first staff member is Larry and Lisa is still there. So this is only a view of the database. You can display a table record by record instead of the data sheet. Now I deleted the data grid. I will go back to the data source, change the stuff to details. I will drag it again. So now we have our staff member display record by record, and this navigation is still working as expected. Again, this is just a view of your data. Now your solution is ready. If you need only a solution to display data from an Access database, solution is done. So you can go to the debug and change it to release. Now if I start, I have to wait. If I start, if I got a debug window, I will choose continue. Now if I close, if I open the solution folder, I can find another folder called pin. In this folder we will find the release. This folder can be distributed to any machine, and they can manage the view of the database even if they don't have access. Hi. I copied the whole folder from the release. I copied the release folder from the old machine to new machine. This machine has no access. This machine has no Visual Studio. If I open the exe file, I can read the data. Of course, I can try to edit. As we said, we cannot edit, we cannot delete, we cannot add. Actually, we are just viewing the database.